Day 114. Outreach is freaking hard. And honestly, I feel very out of my depth with it. I'm very, very much more builder brained. I like making the thing, improving the thing, making videos about the thing, directly emailing someone and being like, hey, look at this, is still a muscle I am building. But I also don't want outreach to just be this like empty exercise where I send a bunch of like, hey, thought this might be useful emails and hope for the best. Because the real question is, why should someone give a hoot? And so I've talked about this a little bit. Like there's tuber Jay Hoovy, is like founder of the Stan, and they were launching some agent. He talked about some of his cold email approaches, which like they sent a kind of like demo of the product, which also had the secondary impacts of improving the product. And one thing I like about forcing myself, so that's something that I've adopted. And one thing I like about forcing myself to send the demo is that even if the email itself doesn't work, the exercise still has some extrinsic value, which for me is just like every time I've even thought about like doing cold email, it just feels like a complete waste of time. And for the most part, probably is. But at least if you're doing something that's also improving the product, then you did something that wasn't just send a bunch of emails that nobody's going to respond to. So what I had been doing, it's like I've got these target accounts where I have the signal that they're investing in project management. I look at those like kind of like their JDs and record looms of PailFlow doing the task that's in the JD, something related to the work they described. And like, that's been fine. It's definitely better, I think, than like a total generic email. It takes a ton of effort and a ton of time, but I think I'm realizing that it still focuses way too much on like the product and what it does and less on the outcome. It's like, here's PailFlow tracking the work. Okay, cool. So what? What does that actually mean for the person on the other side? Like, what future are they buying? What does their day feel like if this is working? If they don't have to be the one who's babysitting all sorts of pieces on a project, which if you are like at an agency, if you got a lot of client projects going on, you will be babysitting. Like that is a very big and annoying and not very fun part of the job. If you are at a small enough company, small to medium sized company, if you're at a super big company, they pay a ton of babysitters, who will be running around, telling people what to do, when to do, and all that stuff. So for this next cohort, I'm trying something a little different. Instead of only really sending these like product demos, which I don't know if it's really that effective. I mean, it's cool. It's like I built it. I guess it's proof maybe. But I'm testing like these like custom landing pages that focus more on the outcome story and less on the like product story. So less, here's an agent doing a task, more, here is potentially a likely scenario in your company. A delivery risk is appearing. You see it's getting caught, it's getting escalated and getting resolved before it turns into another thing that everybody's firefighting. The PM is running around chasing. That's the part that I really want someone to feel, not just that PailFlow exists, but like the sucky parts of client delivery get quieter. And so I learned a new concept today, and it's called ABM or ABPM. It stands for like account-based like product marketing. Basically, you like customize your product messaging and your positioning for specific accounts. One thing that people sometimes do for that is like custom landing pages. So like if you were trying to like target Microsoft, for example, like you might have like a page on your website that is specifically for Microsoft. And it's meant to increase adoption and engagement by addressing like unique customer needs. It's supposed to be really tailored to like your high priority clients. And for the accounts that I've identified, like these would be like the more high priority for onboarding to PailFlow. Like while there is this like self-serve pathway, these would be the kinds of companies that I'd want to like really sit with and saturate and customize to fit their delivery practices and needs. So I kind of took demo, took proof, and, thought, hey, maybe I could like personalize the proof. So if I'm reaching out to a company that is actively investing in project management, instead of this like loom, which I make them short, they're like 90 seconds, they get this like custom page. kind of here's what better delivery could look like in your content. So here's like an example of it. So this is like the base page, and you can kind of go through, see the story, what life looks like. And then this is a fake example, but for all my next cohort is 100 companies. And so for each of the 100, I have a specific page where I customize one, like the agent name, because it's going to be customized to them. So it'll be whatever they want to call it. The examples here are customized to like the actual work that they do and would be tracking. So like some companies in my cohort are like implementation teams. So they're not necessarily like agencies, but they're still very much having to track work that they're doing for clients. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is enough customization, enough effort. But it's something that I'm certainly going to try, and we shall see how that works. Trying with like a more outcome demo. And I also got this from, like some salesperson. It's like I'm trying to get as much of the context because sales is very much out of my depth. And they talked about how like for their service, which is like booking meetings for their companies for like plumbers or something, for their demos, they actually just play like a sample call of a client booking a meeting, very meta. And it's like, oh, like, do you want more of these calls? So like trying to focus more on like the story, what you get, and less of like, hey, like, look, you're in Slack and it sends you a nudge, which is like, okay, but not really the story of like why somebody would care. Anywho, that is day 114. That's all I gotta say. Would be curious about anybody's cold outreach, demo, sharing processes. Feel free to drop it in the comments. Toodles!